Ryan Garcia kicks Devin Haney while he's down and tells some big old huge stories. And I'm telling you, man, it's karma. It's karma. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. Ryan Garcia is showing his backside, and I understand why. Because what a spectacular win against Devin Haney last Saturday, or the Saturday before last in Brooklyn, New York, where he beat the former undefeated 140-pound champion, WBC champion, Devin the Dream Haney, by a complete whooping. And I watched the fight again, and I'm going to tell you right now, that ain't changing, and that was not what a lot of people thought that fight was. However, when I watched it, I heard Ryan Garcia say that he would give Devin Haney a rematch. In the ring, promised to give Devin Haney a rematch. So, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia need to rematch each other. Ryan Garcia should keep his promise. However, Oscar De La Hoya, and it seems now Ryan Garcia, is telling Devin Haney to sit on that L. Sorry, but not sorry. You should have won. You lost. Sit on that L. Go fight Sandor Martin. I got a bit of a problem with that because I'm not a fan of hypocrisy. At the same time that Ryan Garcia is telling Devin Haney to sit on that L, you got whooped. Shouldn't have talked so much. That's what you get. All of that type of stuff, which I can understand fully, okay? He is asking for a rematch or claiming he wants a rematch from the knockout loss he suffered against Gervonta Davis. So I think that people, if you say that you want something, you should want the same thing for other people that you want for yourself. I know that that is probably, not the way that people usually think. However, I am 100% behind that notion. And I think, hey, man, if you wanted the rematch with Gervonta and you still talking about getting a rematch with Gervonta, even though the fight's going to go the same way, Ryan, fight's going to go the same way. You should give Devin that. And honestly, I have to tell you, because I watched the rematch, I watched the fight again, which is why I heard Ryan say that he would rematch Devin. I don't think that would be a close fight the second time around. There are some things that I noticed once people pointed it out to me, and I looked with the slightly more educated eyes. Devin went away from that jab because that left hook was coming over the top of that jab, and he's going to get knocked out jabbing. And that's pretty much exactly what Floyd Mayweather said. He's like, man, what is this? Why is your hands out here, man? We're in here. That's amateurish, right? So if Ryan is going to get him, do it, he needs to do it next. And I think that fight will do really big numbers. Now, there's also obviously the karma for Devin, who says he wants a rematch because he thinks he was done wrong, but would not give one to Vasily Lomachenko, who felt like he was done wrong. And many people think that Vasily Lomachenko was done wrong by the judges when he fought Devin Haney at 135 pounds. So, Devin didn't care about Lomachenko wanting to get his shot back at those belts. And honestly, Lomachenko felt like he had got jobbed twice for his belts. And there's a fairly good argument for the first one, which is when he lost to Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez had a mandatory that he had lost, so he couldn't rematch him. But Devin Haney, definitely. So Devin ain't got a lot of ground to talk. Now, there's something else I wanted to talk about with Ryan Garcia, and because I like Ryan. I think he's a good young man. He's a very good fighter. I've always said he's a lot better fighter than people give him credit for. That kid may look like a YouTuber, TikToker, and act like all that, but that guy can fight. But he's doing this impersonation of Tyson Fury right now that is getting a little bit annoying. And he's making promises that he's not going to keep. And some people said, oh, you know, he was just trolling with all the stuff that he was saying before that fight with Devin Haney. I don't think so. I think that's legitimately him. I think that's legitimately what he was thinking. That was him going through the natural day of his life. And I think something is a little bit off about the dude. But one particular thing that he said, I thought was like, okay, are you going to keep this promise? Which is that he's going to give $20 million to the conflict that's going on, and I don't want to get demonetized, in Gaza, right? That he's going to give $20 million to them. I doubt very much that if that's how much money, if he has that much money, that is going to be a huge chunk of all the money he has. And now if he decides to do that, hey, my hat goes off to you. You obviously caring about people that are in trouble, that are in a really, really bad situation. But if you're just saying it and you don't do it, and you're clout chasing off of that type of circumstance right there, like I said before, I said this to Devin Haney fans, man, God don't like ugly. Okay? God don't like ugly. And I think some of that hit Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury claimed that he was going to give all of his money away for some purse. Never verified that he ever did it. Doubt very much that he ever did it. Easy to say in the moment, but when then you go sit there and talk to your business advisors and you got to actually cut a check for $20 million, man, I think your feet may get cold as an, hey, man, real nice to say. Real nice to say. Not so easy to do. So there's just a lot of talk out of Ryan Garcia. He's even talking about fighting Errol Spence Jr., fighting Jaron Ennis. I personally can't wait to see what goes on with him next. However, I do think that the most fair thing to do would be the rematch with Devin Haney. At 143 pounds, let Devin Haney agree to a catchweight fight, non-title catchweight fight. I doubt very much that the WBC will not allow it. If Devin Haney says he really can't make 140 anyway, then Devin's going to have to drop that WBC belt anyway, like Eddie Hearn said. Because Eddie was like, look, man, who's going to pay for that Sandor? Who's going to be paying for that Sandor Martin fight? Not me. And if he does, Devin wants to earn big money. He's going to only get a little bit of money for that fight. So I just say, hey, man, Ryan, keep your word with the Devin Haney rematch. I would love to see it again. I'm telling you, I think it goes the same way as it went the first one after having watched it again, because, look, that dude was getting hit. Every time he got hit, he got hurt. And if you're rematching at 143 and you got to, and Devin just gets to come in at 143, I don't really think it's going to make much difference, man. Ryan Garcia was definitely teeing off on him every time he threw any type of serious jab, because he really is it's funny, the bow and arrow jab. I know it's actually called that, but basically adding a lot of torque to it to make that jab a lot heavier. And you're not a big puncher. So Ryan just took the jab and came over the top with that left hook, that check left hook. That's definitely going to land on Devin again. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.